Happy whatever time of the day it is for you. Welcome to Nerd Nation. I am Jericho. As you know, we have had an eventful day in gaming history today. The PS5 has been revealed, and to join me to discuss that live stream is we got Zam here
Hello.
as he fumbles around. We got Cousin Cheeto with us.
I know I'm muted, but I forgot. So
Thanks for that addition. And of course, we have all of you lovely people in the chat. All right. Now, we started off with just obviously a waiting screen and everything. The first game that we got was a game that we were all actually very waiting for. We were in suspense, and that was Marvel's Spider-Man, Miles Morales. That's basically the follow-up to the Spider-Man game that came out. What was it, 2 years ago now, roughly? Yep. Oh yeah, so it's a follow-up to that, and yeah, this was the first look that we got of PS5. And how'd that go for y'all?
Well, first of all, hello, Jose 101. PS5 looks like a router, while Series X looks like a trash can. You're right. It looks like a overinflated router. You have to think of it, but yeah, it's not too bad of a look. It looks better than the Xbox One, but going on to, I have to admit, when this gaming reveal started for PlayStation 5, it couldn't have started off on a better note than with Spider-Man, because I thoroughly enjoyed the previous Spider-Man game on PlayStation 4, which came out a couple of years ago. And seeing this, I was kind of hyped. I am concerned regarding the map. Is it going to be Manhattan again, or they're going to use other parts of New York? But Miles Morales, front and center, pretty good. I would have liked a two-player Spider-Man with him and Peter, co-op gaming and all that shit. But yeah, pretty good. Nice way to start. Definitely got me pumped.
All right, Cousin Cheeto?
yeah. I mean, the system looks nice and new and slick. The graphics look upgraded. Everything you want in a new console. I mean, the only games are we getting into specific games, or are we just like talking about our thoughts overall right now?
I mean, if you want to give your general thoughts overall, that's fine. This is the first game, but my format was I was just going to go down a list. I have a article on CNET here, and it's updating with all of the things, and if I have the trailers if we want to give a synopsis of the trailers as well.
All right. Well, yeah. I mean, there were two games on here that interested me. So
yeah, I mean, it was very hit and miss. Not to foreshadow it all, but it was a hit and miss day. But it was a lot of content, and I feel like someone and anybody out there at least had one game they liked. So I mean, I feel like you had to have at least came with something that you liked from this trailer because there was so much content. But yeah, anything else generally or about Spider-Man, or was that it?
Oh, I mean, if we're talking about Spider-Man, I mean, yeah. All right, here's my thing. So if we're going to get into specifics here, I don't understand why the new game is going to be called Spider-Man Miles Morales. Because in the first Spider-Man, the PS4 Spider-Man game, you didn't get Miles Morales like as a spider character until the very end of the game. Now, I don't mind if they take this game and like you're still playing as Peter Parker, and by the end of the second game, Miles Morales kind of takes over, and Peter Parker either dies or retires. That's fine. And then the third game would be all about Miles Morales. But they're just starting off with Miles Morales in this game, and it's like I have to see more, but it just seems like they're just kind of they want us to know who Miles Morales is what it is. They're putting his name on a very big, popular product like the Spider-Man PlayStation games. So they want us all to know the name Miles Morales so that when Spider-Verse 2 comes out, we all know that name, and we all know that Miles Morales is the new hit Spider-Man dude, which is fine. Mm-hmm. I don't mind Miles Morales. I just think it's kind of like, not to be too much of a mark like I always am, but it's like Avengers. It's like, from Infinity War to Endgame, you have the Hulk that just all of a sudden is Smart Hulk in Endgame. And it's like, where did that come from? That came kind of out of nowhere. So we'll see. I got to see more. But, I mean, in regards to Spider-Man, I mean, I love a good Spider-Man game. I'm a Spider-Man mark through and through. I'll probably buy it. But as I said, it just seems a little weird that they're leading off with Miles Morales, like, right out the gate with this game. and it didn't look like there was any kind of co-op either, like between Spider-Man and Miles Morales that I could tell.
I just want to quickly add
Go ahead.
that I personally would like a bit more Peter Parker before we jumped into Miles Morales. It definitely is exactly what you said, Roberto. It is a setup for the Spider-Verse 2, which is kind of sad they have to do it that way in particular. But I wanted more Peter Parker. I like the Peter Parker we were given in the first Spider-Man game. He definitely deserved to have a chance to give us more, especially with the fact that we've got maybe Norman Osborn coming in the scene as Green Goblin. So, yeah, I would have liked to have seen maybe Miles Morales in the third game. By then, it would have been nice to freshen things up, a new protagonist. That would have been a much smarter thing. But anyway, let's just hope it's a good game. I think that's the most important thing.
I have no doubts that it'll be a good game. I have not played the first Spider-Man that came out on PS4, but I've heard, I mean, obviously from Zam and others, that it's a really, really good game. Haven't picked it up yet, so this trailer I only got from it. I didn't get any context from the previous game. And the only thing that frustrated me, and it frustrated me throughout the event really, is that it just didn't show enough gameplay. I didn't think that it showed any gameplay at all. Zam said that when we were watching this live together, he said that there was a little bit, but I was just frustrated that I didn't get to see that amount of gameplay. It was it kind of like it just not that it left a bad taste in my mouth, but it left me like kind of that I was missing something from it, like it didn't satisfy me. But okay, so on from Spider-Man. How about what did we feel about like the PS4 itself? We're kind of hopping around here. This was
You mean the PS5 or the PS4?
Excuse me, I'm sorry, the PS5. The PS5 itself. They showed it at the end of the stream. And does anybody want to describe it, or you want to let me take it over?
Yeah, go for it. Go on, keep going.
Okay, so basically, it looks like a PS4. It's similar. It's a little bit bulkier and it has a lot more curves. It's white. That's the change, and it has a disc version like normal, and it has obviously it has also a digital version only. And I'm thinking about getting the digital version only. I have it where I share like the game share, with a buddy anyway. So I do that anyway. I try to buy most of my games digital. So I might go that route. I really don't know. It depends on the price difference. If it's like $100 or something for a disc drive, then I'll probably go digital. But speaking of that, they did not release a price and they did not say the release date. Now, all of these games that were shown today, what am I waiting for? Buy Spider-Man. Yeah, I gotta buy it. I gotta pick it up. At this point, I don't even have to pick it up. I can just borrow it from a friend to get a disc. But yes, and he is an American hero. But yeah, as Diosea says, it looks like a PS router. I think that's a bit harsh. I like the design of it. I think it's a little more. It's definitely more creative than the PS4 that I'm looking at now on the side. It's just a black box. And same was the PS2, and the PlayStation was gray. But yeah, I mean, I didn't really have any big complaints. I feel like the digital version looks better. I feel like that disc version with the hump coming out of it it's not that appealing. But did anybody have anything about the console? I'll go into the controller next, but anything about the console specifically that you liked?
I'm just glad we got to see it. I mean, it didn't look like it didn't look anything like the prototype version we saw earlier. I did notice there was a lack of ports, which some people like, some people don't. But I'm a big fan of like 15 USB ports sticking, coming out of a device. I mean, I like that shit. I mean, USBs are the new plug sockets nowadays, so I want as many USB ports as fucking possible. But if there's more to it than meets the eye, then so be it. I like a lot of my shit at the front, not necessarily hiding at the back. Obviously, you want to, all your things you plug in, your wires and stuff. But when it comes to accessibility stuff, you want that at the front. We'll see how it goes. I guess there's other aspects of the other accessories that concern me a little bit more than the console itself. I like the way that they're designing it for it to stand horizontally. I like that. It's designed that way. I don't think you'll be able to keep it flat.
Mm-hmm.
It's a horizontal device for sure. That's it.
Before we let Bobby take it over, just your point. I agree with you. I prefer vertical. Excuse me. I prefer vertical. I actually have the vertical stand on. I have the vertical stand for the PS4, so I like the way that is. The other thing that I will say is I agree with the PS4. Excuse me, I agree with the way the USB slots on the front of the PS5. I agree with that. There's only one USB slot that I saw. I think there's a USB-C as well, but I only saw one, and that is very concerning because you're either going to, for people who like having an external hard drive, I like keeping a lot of games on my PS4, and if I don't have a lot of games, and I like using the space to keep my replays and the videos that I save on my PS4. So that concerns me that I'm only going to have one USB slot, and I'm going to be fighting over it for power for my controller or a recharge station or a headset or whatever, and a hard drive, an external hard drive. I think that's going to be a major concern. But do you have anything to say about the console itself, Constantino?
I mean, I thought it looked nice. I mean, they're going with the white and black look. I mean, I don't know. I'm more of a fan of the black, slick, shiny look rather than the PS. I mean, PS2, 3, and 4 all look had that similar look. But I mean, it doesn't look bad. I don't think it looks terrible. So whatever.
Thanks for the enthusiastic comment there. But
listen, I've already talked about the one game that I was excited for.
Oh man, we just went out and spoiled it from the open. Nice. All right. Well, how about the controller then? Does anybody have any thoughts about the controller?
That's a bit concerning. For a start, I'm not a fan of white controllers because they get dirty. They look dirty. I mean, when you got your grimy hands on them, they're gonna get all smudgy and
wash
dirty.
Your hands, damn.
Yeah, I was about to say that's just rubbing alcohol or just cleaning your hands. Yeah. But
yeah, I guess so. But you're holding a joypad for ages. I mean,
I understand that. But yeah, just get a cloth or a thing. But fair enough. You don't like the color.
But also the design. I expected maybe a little bit more of a slimmer. I'm kind of surprised they went like this. I mean, there's a real Xbox vibe coming from this fucking console. It's white for a start. They've got giant fucking joypads. I mean, I'm just wondering where Sony got their ideas from to make it look like that. I mean, I feel for Jose because
yeah,
he plays in a particular way, and I hope this doesn't become too detrimental for him. But nevertheless, there's always the option of possible third-party controllers, which might be different in design for the PlayStation 5. Me little hands. I had the original Xbox controller. I didn't mind that. I ain't Donald Trump. But yeah. So regarding the controllers, I mean, if it works good and it feels good in the hands, it shouldn't be too bad. Regardless of even if it's a tiny bit bigger. But I just hope it's not too detrimental for other types of gamers like Jose. That's it.
Fair enough. You want the floor, Cheeto, or you want me to take it?
Man, I can't wait for this controller. It looks like the best controller I've ever seen in my entire life.
There you go.
Not really. I don't give a rat's ass. It looks okay. Whatever. If it's got an analog and it's got 4 buttons and it has a triangle, circle, X, and square, I think I'm okay.
Yeah. If you're going to mention, as you mentioned, you're going to probably mention the other accessories. Those headphones, I mean, they just do not appeal to me at all. I'm really actually surprised they went for these gigantic fucking things that you expect a DJ to be wearing in a nightclub. I mean, what the hell, man? I mean, it should be much more streamlined than that. I'm surprised. And what was the other accessory? It was the joypad and the camera.
It was a camera and a remote.
Yeah, the camera, I don't mind. I'm glad it's smaller. Because I got a big ass fucking PlayStation 4 camera for the first generation one.
That was way too big.
It's way too big. So yeah, but I guess it's okay. You know, I'm not a fan of consoles only coming out with one joypad. For fuck's sake, 2 joypads all the time. All the time.
I mean, I'm assuming you're finished.
Yeah, I'm done.
Okay. I don't know if I agree with that 2 controller thing. I feel like it'll cut on cost. Same thing with why they did this digital in disc version. They don't want to, implement that cost to someone else, who doesn't want it.
Yeah, I know.
But
I like that. See, that's clever. That's clever. I like that. You see.
yeah, I'm not surprised by the headphones. They've done the exact same thing with the PS3 headset that they had. They did the exact same thing with the PS4 headset that they had, and then apparently they're going in the same direction with the PS5. So I'm not surprised by that. It is usually a good quality headset, so I might have to check it out. But yeah, it is fucking ginormous. As far as the controller, I mean, sorry, I'm happy that it has gone to USB-C. That's nice. I like that it has an integrated mic. How good that may be, I have no clue. But at least I won't have to, at least there won't be a bullshit excuse of, oh, I don't have a mic. There's literally one in the fucking controller. As far as the size of the controller, I mean, I completely understand why. I mean, I won't say that I disagree with you that like it may be difficult to adapt to, but I mean, this is the controller that they had. This isn't a bad controller, but I mean, and they did release a thing where it has buttons on the back of it. This is $20. If you don't have it, I highly recommend it. It's very nice. But it has buttons on the back of it. But I mean, that's obviously the lesser of the controllers between the Xbox controller and that controller. This is it's less easier to handle, and in my opinion, the layout it's too compressed. The Xbox layout is just better in my opinion, and I feel like they got feedback at least from the community because I feel like that's a popular opinion. I don't feel like that's a controversial one.
Or the
And
360 or the Xbox One.
no, the Xbox One. The 360 was good,
yeah,
but I feel like the Xbox One is
yeah.
I won't say universally, but it's collectively said to be the better
I,
of the 2 controllers.
No, I totally agree. I believe the Xbox controllers are actually better. 360 and the Xbox One are better than PlayStation. But I do give credit to PlayStation when they made the 4 that they finally made a decent controller, because the controller for PlayStation 4 is far superior than the previous controllers. They were all
Oh,
shit. PlayStation, they were all shit.
it is superior, but when compared to the Xbox controller,
Yeah.
it's just lacking.
You can tell that they're trying to copy Xbox in
Okay,
that sense.
exactly. So we've gotten our 2 thoughts. We think of that positively. Do you have anything to say about that? Because I see you shaking your head, so I feel like you got a hot take coming out here.
No, I've always liked PS5 or PlayStation controllers much better than Xbox. When I've played Xbox, I've always been a Sony person, but I've had friends that have owned Xboxes, and I've kind of gotten used to the controllers a little bit, and I always hated playing on those Xbox controllers. So I just always felt like it was just too bulky, whereas PlayStations were a little bit like slimmer, and there was a lot less wasted surface space. So I don't know. I mean, to each their own, I guess.
I'm comfortable using both, by the way. I mean, the PlayStation 4 controller, when I'm playing with it, I don't think to myself, oh, I really wish I had Xbox in my hand right now. It doesn't make me feel like that at all. I think it's more than
I'm sure that's
to,
what you say, Sam.
Yeah.
And to your credit, I've played with both. I've never been dissatisfied with both. And like for example, I have the ability to play both with my PC. I can play with the Xbox controller wirelessly, or I can play with the PS4 controller wirelessly. And just out of use of habit, I usually pick the PS4 controller because one, all I have to do is click on and it'll work off the bat. And then secondly, I'm just used to it. That's what I play the most right now. But if I'm picking a controller that that I can play, and if I had to pick one, if you put a gun to my head, I'm probably picking the Xbox controller. But the HD camera, I'm not really fussed with. I mean, unless there's some big improvements with the PS5 and the camera, the way it utilizes it.
Is there a mic in the camera?
I'm assuming so. I mean, although there may not be because there is a mic in the controller. Thanks for that comment, Jose. um, but yeah, there's a mic in the controller, so they may be like, "Oh, F it, we don't need one." But
Fair enough.
I've just always felt like them in consoles is kind of useless. There's not really like a video chat feature. There's not really a feature where you use it in games. I believe Uno has it, but it only works for people who have the camera. So like it's not really a useful feature. The only reason you would use it is if you were streaming. And for people who want to use their console for streaming and buy that attachment to do it, like all power to you. But like usually people who want to stream already have the equipment within their computer and they can just buy a webcam that's like better than a PS proprietary. So I mean it's good. We'll have to see how big the improvement is from the PS4 camera, and how
Fair
they
enough.
utilize it with the console. All right, but let's get back into the games. Do we want to go over GTA or Gran Turismo? Basically, I mean, here we'll go over GTA just because that's real simple. It's coming to PS5, and it'll be the first game that I'm aware of that'll be on 3 generations of consoles without like having a remaster. So that'll be interesting to see.
That game can come on PS5, but I won't be getting it. I'm done with GTA.
I don't know if I'll be getting it. I mean, I have it on PS3. Never played that. I mean, since the fucking PS4 came out.
I mean, the idea
have
of
it on
playing a
have it on
PlayStation 3 game on PlayStation 5 just it doesn't appeal to me at all.
It's not that it doesn't appeal to me. It'll only appeal to me if I can transfer my stuff. If I can transfer my stuff, then I'll pick it up. But if I can't transfer my stuff and I have to start from scratch, then yeah, I'm out.
Sounds fair.
And for people who do play GTA 5 still, they're giving you $1 million a month until GTA 5 comes out. I mean, until the PS5 comes out. Excuse me.
Lovely.
Yeah, Gran Turismo 7 was I'm pretty sure it was already announced, but this was the first trailer for it. I know Zam is absolutely in awe of this game. He's the first one on the pre-order list.
I drive for a living, mate. The idea of driving more.
I know. Gran Turismo was the first driving game for me, so like that's just one that I like. Series that I like. It was pretty disappointing. With this generation of consoles, we only got Gran Turismo Sport, and that was basically it was basically just a kind of BS version of a light hashed version of Gran Turismo. It's like when FIFA comes out or when NBA comes out on the next gen console for the first year. It's usually a pile of trash. And so that was disappointing. So this will be the first full-fledged Gran Turismo that we get on a console upgrade since 2009 or 2008. So a long time since we've had a decent Gran Turismo game.
11 years, really? Jesus
because
Christ.
they only they released Gran Turismo 5 on the PS3 and Gran Turismo. Oh, thank you. And from the channel, I'm glad I'm getting a vote of confidence from the channel itself. But yeah, they had that, and then Gran Turismo 6 actually released during the PS4's window. So the PS4 had already been released, but for some reason, and I still don't know to this day, they kept Gran Turismo 6 a PS3 exclusive. So the PS4 never got a full-fledged Gran Turismo game, and they only got like, I won't say a knockoff, but it was like an online-only oriented game.
All right, but regarding this game, I'm not too what you would call it, fussed about it. It looks okay, you know, what I see, it looks all right, but it's just not. I just never got into Gran Turismo. I think the only time I ever owned it if I got a free copy somehow through a purchase or something like that, and I've given it a shot and stuff like that, but I got no investment into it. There's only so much I can play.
Yeah, fair enough. I'm sure you have no interest in this. Did this appeal to you in any way, Cheeto?
I can't wait for this game. It's the greatest game ever.
Ever. Okay. All right. I saw D Jose made a comment. We'll just get this one out of the way too. NBA 2K21 now with more sweat and better lighting. That's absolutely true. And what's really pissing me off And sorry to cut you off. Just give me like 10 seconds here. What's really pissed me off about this about this event is that they're saying that these gameplay trailers are happening and that all of these things are gameplay. And look at this gameplay, and there's no damn gameplay. There's nothing. It's not a tech demo, but it's just highly edited and choreographed cutscenes from these video games and in the engines of the video games. This isn't like stuff that you will actually interact with within the game, and it's so frustrating to see that. And them try to sell it off as a gameplay trailer. But yeah, 2K21, that was a great trailer. It was literally Zion Williamson dunking a basketball, and that was about it.
I was really disappointed with the lack of gameplay from this trailer, because when I first saw a 2K game, and that was on the PS3, Xbox 360 generation of consoles, I was blown away by how realistic that game looked. It was amazing, because it's always the little things that gives it that realism, seeing the people in the crowd going and coming back from their seats and stuff like that, and how well created those characters were. They weren't just like blank screens, flat faces in the crowd. They were real, like, individual characters, and it made it look really special. And the whole basketball game itself, it looked great. I was dying to see what PlayStation 5 could bring to this game, and we didn't see it. Hugely disappointed, really upset. I'm looking forward to the trailer though of some gameplay, but this was very upsetting.
Do you think you'll pick it up?
No. I mean, I'm not. What I've learned is that I did own 2K12, I think it was, and what I learned is that I'm okay at these games, but when it comes to online play, I get destroyed. And when it comes to certain games, I want to be able to play it online. And if I'm getting destroyed, it's no fun for me to play online.
I gotcha. Well, as an American, the same thing happens to me too. So
one more thing as well is
go ahead.
I keep playing the game like it's FIFA with the buttons. It's very hard to get out of that habit.
Yeah.
And it's not FIFA, it's basketball. And if it was EA basketball game, it might have been better for me. But 2K does a better looking game and a more realistic game, which is why I don't get a basketball game, because EA does it really shit.
Oh yeah, it's awful. I forget what they call it now. Is it Elite, right? I think is what they call it. But yeah, I came up on the NBA Live series, which was the one that EA had, and I mean, it wasn't great. I mean, I remember NBA Live 2005 on the GameCube. You could shoot threes with Shaquille O'Neal all day. It was terrible gameplay wise, but I like the controller layout. I like the button mechanic.
I like the way that you score with the right stick. That was really unique. I like that, and all types of stuff.
Well, see, that's how they do it new wise. But what I was saying is I like being able to shoot with the buttons. Like I'm terrible shooting with the right stick. So that's like that's what makes me terrible in those games. But yeah, all right. That's definitely enough about that game. I'm sure.
Jose is saying is worrying. You see, because I don't want us to fool us with gameplay, because I'm expecting some top quality grade A bollocks, dog's bollocks, because it's PlayStation 5, and if they can do it really well on PlayStation 3, God knows what they can bring on this generation.
Yeah, I mean, I honestly, I truly don't know as far as the graphic specs of PS5. I don't know if they've released that, and I don't know what it's been rumored of. But I mean, if it's close to an RX 2080, that'd be nice. But unfortunately, as it is with console games, that by the time these things release, they're usually outdated anyway. So I mean, what we'll have to see is how it looks when it launches, and how fast will it take for developers to be able to take advantage of the processing power of the console. Because usually it takes a couple years through the generation of the console to get like the true power out of it. So we'll see about that.
Yes. In the chat it says, sorry mate, I'm gonna go by the second half of your name, Keiju. It says people say the performance of the PlayStation 5 will be closer to the RTX 2080. I think so too. Now, I don't know anything about that shit, because I'm a console gamer through and through, but he's obviously talking about the processing power of some sort of graphics card, I believe. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's what I was talking about.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I was about to say, I think Jericho already talked about that, but I mean, if it comes from
Yeah,
Zam,
exactly.
the minorities will hear it.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh
Sorry.
man. Yeah, thank you.
I apologize. I just wanted to get this guy. I'm so sorry. I just
It's
wanted to get this
okay.
guy in.
It's okay. It's okay. Yeah, I should have called him out by name. But yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, no, that'll be an interesting aspect to see how the graphics are when it launches. All right, let's go with the next game. I'm pretty sure Sam was pretty impressed with this game, at least the way that it looked. It was Godfall. I don't know if you recall the name of it. But it
Was
was
that
the one with all. Go ahead.
like the midget hero, as I called it, or something like
No,
that?
it wasn't the midget hero. It was the one that you were like, this is the one that I wanted to see. Like this is the game that I would play. It was the one like it was kind of like in a castle, and they were all like here. Let me play the trailer while I'm thinking of it. Um, it was like a lot of sword play. A lot of they were like killing monsters, and it had the hip hop beat in the background. I don't know if you recall
Oh
this
yeah,
game.
yeah,
Okay, there
yeah.
you go.
No, 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 yeah. I do recall that game. I think I got a bit ahead of myself actually. As it progressed, I mean, it looked like something initially I want to play, but it just looked quite generic. Like I've seen these sort of games before. Um, and that was kind of bugging me with a lot of the games, not all of the games, but some of the games. Some of the more unusual games just felt like indie darling projects, and I couldn't really tell where they were going with it with the gameplay. And some of the other games like Ratchet and Clank, even though some of the dimension breaking was really good, they also showed a lot of just average just shooting around gameplay, and this was just this sword fighting shit. I mean, I'm not sure how good it really is going to be. I just want to see. I want to see something. I know I'm asking for the stars here, but I want to see something really fucking spectacular and really intriguing, as far as I'm fucking concerned.
How
And some of them,
dare you ask for good content from your console that you're paying $500 for? What
Come
the
on,
hell
Sam.
is wrong with you?
You're getting your hopes up. What are you doing?
I know, and even some of the stuff which they showed looked interesting. I mean, some of the new stuff, some of the more unusual stuff, the bizarre stuff, but I just don't know yet. I mean, we have to, I mean, people usually go to the more recognized franchises, which they didn't show much of, which was interesting with their display. Because they're tried and tested formulas like Assassin's Creed and stuff like that. A lot of this other stuff, we didn't see much gameplay, to be honest. With a lot of this other stuff, we just saw God knows what, and we don't know if it's going to be any good. So it's just I'm just I'm old enough to know that things can be a lot shitter than you would ever even anticipate it to ever be.
Yeah, no, I agree. If there's any games that you saw today, Kaiju, that you want us to go over that we haven't already, please let us know. But yeah, I mean, it was a bit different, and as we saw with these games, yeah, it just wasn't like a lot of gameplay, unfortunately. Cheeto, do you have anything to say about this game?
No, I mean Zam's right. It kind of looks like I got to see more because it does kind of look like your generic dungeon runner type game. And you're battling mystical creatures and yada yada yada. So it's just like I need to see more. Like you need to have something that stands out. Like I don't mind those games, but it's like you got to have something that stands out before you catch my ire. So
Yeah,
that's it.
fair enough. Fair enough. All right.
Did we get a sports game at all? I mean, I really
We
wanted
got
to
the
see something
2K,
like a fight night round.
but
Which one?
I
Oh
mean,
yeah. Maybe one more
NBA
like a
2K20,
yeah. Okay, fine. I
whatever it's.
apologize. Sorry, I forgot that. Because we never saw any fucking gameplay. I don't even consider that one. But it'd be nice to have seen a sports game showing some actual sports. So we got Gran Turismo, but I'm thinking more like a boxing game, something like that. There hasn't been a fight night game in God knows how long. And it would be nice. Hello,
yeah.
Dan. Nice to
No,
see you
there
there.
hasn't been. Yeah, hello then.
It hasn't been a fight night game in God knows how long, and that would have been good to see.
Yeah,
Get some gameplay.
Fight Night would have been great. I'm actually gonna look that up. Last Fight Night game, but yeah, I mean, Fight Night was a great series. Even when they had Knockout Kings, EA did
Mhm.
back in the day. I mean, that was a good game. Let's see, Fight Night Champion was 2011, and I do believe that was the last game to come out.
See,
Uh,
Dan
yeah,
was let down here,
unfortunate.
my Irish teammate,
Hmm.
and I can understand. You know, like I found it very hard to get in. Maybe I'm a bit old school and I'm a bit more pessimistic about things, but because I've been hurt so much, especially in No Man's Sky. Damn you, No Man's Sky. But you can only live in hope. There's plenty. I mean, what I've learned as well, Dan, is that when a brand new generation comes out, the first batch of games are usually not all that. Like the developers need a chance to really understand the hardware and then make something appropriate for it. So maybe we won't get anything great this time around, but maybe in 2 or 3 years' time, we can get to really see what these consoles can do.
Hmm. Yeah, yeah. Like I was saying, it's gonna take a little bit of time. They should have revealed the EA UFC 4. Yeah, that would have been nice. I don't know when UFC 4's release date is supposed to be. Let's see, UFC 4. Yeah, it hasn't released a release date yet. So yeah, that would have been cool. Like with the console, it was unfortunate that we didn't get a release date nor a price. So yeah, it was definitely unfortunate. And yeah, like Dan was saying, the last one was PS3. Um,
Yeah, E3.
I think E3 is done personally. Especially with they had the journalist info leak. They've had Sony backing out. Did anybody else back out? I think one other big time player backed out of it. But I just think E3 is done. This isn't like how it is back in the day where you didn't have the internet, where you couldn't stream live, where you needed to have a satellite, you needed to have satellite TV trucks and you needed to have all these events happen in one place. It's just not like that anymore. It's better for these companies to spread it out. Rather than have it in one day, it's better for these companies to spread it out into their own day. PS4 can have their day of play. Nintendo can have their Nintendo Direct or whatever they need. Microsoft can reveal their stuff on their day. Bethesda can do their stuff. All that. Companies can pick and choose what dates they have instead of them all trying to compete for one thing. Does E3 help like hype wise and everything? Yeah, of course. But I just don't feel like it's necessary. Yeah. And Jose kind of has the same sentiment.
It's really interesting when you say that. I wouldn't want gaming conventions of in the future, like Comic Con and stuff like that. I would still like that to keep going,
I
because they usually release information on games.
I won't say that they shouldn't keep going, but I don't think that you're going to have. I don't think they're going to have game breaking. I don't think we're going to get console releases there anymore. I don't think we're going to get big news there anymore. I think it's going to be more like previewing games and doing that kind of thing rather than like here's the big news release of the year. You know.
I agree. I agree.
Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, getting back to the stream today though, we had I mean, we don't necessarily have to go down the list of this. Is there any game in particular that y'all wanted to talk about? Because there were a lot of games. I don't know if we'll be able to get to them all.
What was that? What was that game where that geezer he has to um kill all these people? If he doesn't, he keeps going into a time loop. It's a bit like
Yeah. I
um
I I I I remember that. I think it was called Death Loop, if I'm not
yeah, it's like Edge
mistaken.
of Tomorrow with John Wick.
It was made by Bethesda. I know.
Yeah,
I'm trying to see if they have a
that game.
thing.
Now,
And
there's
there is a
I was
Resident
up in
Evil 8, so I know Bobby will want to talk about that. Um,
I mean,
Actually,
I do like watching
there
games and
there's
watching. I would like to watch Deathloop.
actually
yeah,
there is somebody who is very excited for the next Resident Evil game.
No, I'm not.
Yeah, you are. Shut up. My girlfriend loves
I
Resident
agree,
Evil
Dan.
games. So
awesome. Yeah,
I might have to buy her some of those, and suck her in.
there we go.
There's loads of does she like horror games in general?
Yes.
Yes.
There's loads of horror games that will scare the shit out of you. Yeah, I mean, not just Resident, We're talking like, you know, monsters in the closet type horror games where you're like you're a character alone in the room and you're walking around and you can hear little noises and shit, and so you don't, you know, so it's what you don't see is what will end up killing you. You know what I mean? And it's fucking scary knowing that something's out there. But that's just, I'm going on a tangent now.
Yeah, there was a really good horror game, Ghostwire Tokyo, that was revealed today. That was
Ghostwire Tokyo, yeah, that
yeah,
looked fascinating.
it was
That looked
fascinating. It was a bit creepy. There was they had like a headless schoolgirl and all this kind of crazy crap. Obviously
I think I
based in
missed that one.
Tokyo. It was
See,
it
that's the
was
game I would like to watch, not play. You know, that's that category for me. I want to watch
Yeah.
that game. I can't be. I want somebody who's good at it to play it for me.
You want to be
Like,
a Japanese schoolgirl?
yeah, fair enough. Yeah, like Slender Man in it, being attacked, kind of some glitchy graphics a little bit. Yeah, I mean, it looked interesting. There wasn't really a lot of gameplay in this one either.
Horizon Forbidden
But
West.
I feel like with a horror game, you can do that a little bit better. You can do more of a cinematic trailer with a horror game than you can like a sports game or something.
Did you guys already talk about the Stray game? And then we'll come back to, because Horizon Forbidden West is going to be probably a bigger topic to talk about. So we'll come back to that one.
Yeah. Okay. Fine.
Have you guys talked about the Stray yet?
No, we haven't. Let's get that one out of the way.
I want to quickly say that I found that before we even got to the cat, I just found all these robot people to be absolutely bizarre, because it was bizarre to me to see homeless robots. Yeah, they're fucking robots. Yeah, and they're covering themselves up with blankets and shit.
Yeah.
Homeless. Keeping themselves warm. These fucking robots. I found that weird. But all right,
I didn't understand that either. At all.
Yeah, but
I was literally thinking like these are literal radiators, like
radiators, arms and legs.
But okay, fine. You know, we'll keep the premise as it is. Fine. And then it just made me realize with a couple of things we've seen today that cat videos on YouTube are really popular. So here we go. We're going to have a fucking cat protagonist. You know, he's walking around the streets of robot people and stuff like that. But we really didn't see any fucking gameplay. So we don't know what the hell this shit is, and I always get worried with games that don't want to show us gameplay. That worries me the most. It's like, what the fuck are you hiding?
You know what I mean? The vibes from that game that I got though were very Detroit Become Human vibes.
Yeah, you literally. I was literally thinking exactly that. Yeah,
those are the vibes that I got when I was watching that trailer, and I didn't see a lot of it because I was half paying attention at that point because it did not look interesting at all, but. I mean, I got very big Detroit Almost Human or Become Human or whatever it is. Vibes. Yeah, Become Human vibes.
What I will say that, I mean, it's kind of telling of the trailer. I'm taking this off the CNET website. This is where I'm getting all the trailers and all the names, the games and such. And literally, even their trailer of the upload on YouTube, it says Stray, full PS5 trailer reveal, in parentheses, the PS5 cat game. So obviously, people really didn't get the memo of like what the game was. If we had to, it literally says the PS5 cat game.
This year we had a game where we swim around as a shark. I mean, come on!
Yeah.
Oh man! Alrighty.
Well, I mean, why not? Let's be a cat. Let's be a dog. Let's be an armadillo, and then you can like upgrade it, and you like get tank, like you get a tank cannon on the top. Oh yeah, you can wander the desert and blow shit up. It'll be great.
You should send it to them. You know, that could be a new IP. I think you got it.
The armadillo.
The armadillo. There you go. Oh my goodness. Alrighty. Do we want to go into Horizon or do we want to go into something else?
Yeah, very much. We'll go straight into Horizon.
Alrighty. All right, Horizon. What's the subheading of it? Forbidden West.
Forbidden West.
Yes. What did we think about this? I need a second to refresh myself with it.
Okay, first of all, I really wanted to get Horizon Zero Dawn when it came out, but I never bought it because it was a single player game. When it comes to certain games, even single player ones, some exceptions are rules like Spider-Man, but this one I really wanted some multiplayer elements. There wasn't, so I never bought it. But I did watch the game, and it's a fucking beautiful game. It's a fucking amazing game, and I might get the sequel. Now they've made one because this game looks great. It's progressing the story. This girl is becoming a woman now. She looks like she's going to be much more on her own. She's not going to be in the shadow of anyone or having to deal with other people like telling her what to do. She's going to be her own person. And it's going to be interesting to see where they progress with the story. I hope the gameplay is just as good and just as fun. The underwater bits look really interesting. Roberto has never played Horizon Zero Dawn. I do recommend you do. You're a single player fan. You will love it. You
I
will
don't know why you say
absolutely love
that.
it.
I just like
Well,
like Japanese scroll girl games. That's all I like.
fair enough.
Isn't that what
But
Persona
then-
5 is about?
Well, you can imagine
I
this Ginger
have
is a
friends
Japanese.
that like that.
Alright.
That's what I've heard.
Nevertheless, this game is very, very good. I do recommend it. Sorry, Horizon Zero Dawn. As somebody who just watched it, I could tell that this is an excellent game. And I'm probably going to get this the second one because I do want to be able to experience how good this game is when I watched it on YouTube. It was, so yeah, I'm looking forward to it. This is one of the few which I'm really looking forward to.
Yeah. I did not play Horizon Zero Dawn, like Cheeto, so I really don't know. I saw the trailer. I can't find the trailer online right now for some reason, but I mean I've seen it. Obviously, the predecessor was very highly acclaimed. Oh, I'm actually watching it right now. I mean, yeah, the graphics look good. Obviously, one of the big things of the PS5 is the atmosphere of it, the ambiance of it, the background, the little details. Um, I mean, the game looks beautiful. There's that one underwater scene that I just saw. These scenes were really nice. I don't know if this is necessarily my type of game. I'm not really one of the type like for the explorer or the not even necessarily RPG, but just this type of genre of RPG. Like it's just not really.
It's very Breath of the Wild. Like I've watched a lot.
Yeah,
I watched a little bit of content on the first game, and I mean it is probably something I would definitely get into. I just haven't picked it up, and B, I just haven't had the time. You know,
Mhm.
I'm busy and yada yada. But I mean, it looks a very Breath of the Wild game where it's just very open and immersive, and it's got dinosaurs or robotic dinosaurs. So.
And I will say that as well. It looks like a very in-depth game. It looks like a very enthralling game. So yeah. But I mean, it definitely looks like it's using the PS4's the PS5's capability to it. It looks beautiful.
You're killing us, Smalls.
I know. How am I gonna get out of that habit? It's been 7 years. All right. So yeah, that's Horizon Forbidden West. Any other games?
We saw. I thought we were going to see Little Big Planet 4, but it wasn't. It was Sackboy.
Yes, I'm glad that you said that. That was actually the game
Yeah.
that I wanted to get into. Next.
Sackboy is like, what the hell? Like, I'm not sure how I'm going to feel about this because I thought Little Big Planet 3 was a pile of shit. I don't know what they did with that game, but I still felt that they should have kind of kept with that spirit to a degree with the creation. I'm not sure if there's going to be any creation in this game. I just think it's straight up platformer. But nevertheless, if it's fun to play, so be it. But are we really using the best of PlayStation 5 if it's just a straight up platformer that looks pretty? I mean, it's got to offer you more. Once again, what I'm expecting from this console is more than just the generics that look very good. I want to see some innovation. Are we getting that with this game?
I don't know if we're getting innovation. We are getting something new. This is not a new IP, but this is an IP that hasn't been used in this way, in this genre. This is a genre that's underserved, especially for this I won't say this generation because Nintendo Switch has got some great platformers on it and it gets a lot of great indie stuff. But for the Xbox and the PS4, we haven't gotten a lot of platformers. I think this is a good. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, which one is this? I don't even remember this one.
This is you did miss this. This is this was a Little Big Planet platformer basically. It was the main character of Little Big Planet Sackboy, and it's basically just a 3D platformer. It's just an old school 3D platformer. I mean, it looks cool. The enemies looked good. There was an element of two people, like multiple characters in it at the same time. I don't know if that's a co-op element or that's just an aspect of the game. I hope that it's co-op. I don't know if any of y'all are familiar with like New Super Mario Brothers and the way that you can play the same level with multiple people, like up to 4 people at the same time. But that's very fun. I hope they add that mechanic to this game. It would be welcome. Then it would be something that would be fresh for this console specifically. Because just you don't get a lot of those experience on Xbox and PlayStation like you do with Nintendo's products. Anybody else have
Fair
any
enough.
other thoughts?
With that particular game, or if it's if it's a kids game, then I guess it's all right. I mean, I hope it's all right. It should be all right, but I'm not too fussed on it.
Fair enough. Let's go with Sam's hometown game, Destruction All Stars. They
Oh
said
my
this
God.
they said this game was based in London and then did everything in absolute power of humanity to make sure that you knew that this game was made by Americans. Yeah, it was basically a demolition derby where
Oh
you
my
could
God.
get out of the car, where you could do a lot of crazy stuff. Your car could be disabled. You'd have to run around. I don't know how the game works. I will say that it looked pretty fun. It looked like a good party game. It looked like a good laugh. Anybody have any thoughts about this game?
What's the name of that game already out with the cars? It's like football with the cars.
Rocket League.
Rocket League. It's like a weird version of fucking Rocket League.
Well, this one's
At
got
times.
like a more demolition derby aspect to it.
Yeah,
Rocket
that
League.
too.
Because this
That
isn't like
too. But
necessarily like a sport or like a game. This is like more of like beat the shit
this
out of
is
each
some
other.
sort.
At least my interpretation of it
It's
was.
some sort of competition. For
Yeah,
sure.
it's
And
definitely competition, but like, yeah, fair enough.
and you got an audience and all cheering and shit.
Absolutely, yeah, you got an audience.
Yes. So, but nevertheless, I don't know what to make of it. I mean, there's people running around and driving around at the same time. It's weird.
Yeah,
are you
that
able
was
to
odd. I like it, but I wish they would have done more to explain it.
I
How
mean,
it worked.
I'd like to be able to run around and then maybe hijack somebody's car
Yeah,
somehow.
or
I mean, for a little
disable
mini
somebody's
game.
car like from the
Yeah.
ground.
At
We
the
saw that
same
in the
time-
beginning. That was Grand Theft Auto.
But once again, it's got to be it's got to be fun. I mean, these sort of if they're going to create some sort of new sort of sports simulator, then it's got to be like Rocket League level of brilliance. And I was shit at Rocket League, but if other people can pick up and my timing was always bad. I was excellent at almost hitting the ball. I was like the best. I was the best at that, but with this particular game, this new game set in London, and all that bollocks. If it's fun to play and maybe more people can pick it up and it's less complicated as Rocket League, because really it's become it's become a real a pro player sort of game now, Rocket League. If this other game, if it's similar in the sense, but it's more easier for other people to pick up, then I'm all for it. Even though I don't like the look of it, I'm all for it.
All right. Cheeto, you got any thoughts about this? Does it look enticing to you? Would you play from the trailer? Would you play this game?
No. Is it
Nice.
is it the racing one or whatever? Or
No, this isn't the racing one. This is the one where
Demolition Derby.
Yes.
The cars are smashing each other and shit.
Here, if
like a demolition derby? No. Next.
He said next. It was a spin-off of it. Here, I'm going to put it in the private chat where you could take a look if you want to. But yeah, it I mean it looked entertaining. I don't know if it's a 10 out of 10. It looked like a good laugh.
See, some of these games I'm happy to play if they when they come out free, like they do on the PlayStation Plus. If they come out free on PlayStation Plus for PlayStation 5, yeah, I'm all for it.
Yes.
But the idea, I mean, that game itself, honestly, it looks like something that should only cost maybe 13 quid on the PlayStation Store as a break.
I mean, yeah, I definitely don't think it should cost 60. I think maybe 40 might be a fair price.
So
but yeah.
GTA mode, Rocket League.
Yeah.
Price predictions.
Okay. While Bobby's taking a break here, I'm gonna go into I mean, I guess if you want to say this is the rant portion of the video, because my God, I don't know what the fuck this is. I don't know who made it. I don't know who asked for it. But whatever the hell Goodbye Volcano High is, get it the fuck off my television screen because I don't want anything to do with it. What was
Okay,
that?
no.
If you would have told me that this was a anime, I would have believed you. If you would have told me that this was a promo for an anime and not a video game, I would have absolutely believed you. Would have taken it 100% seriously. Once again, this was, and this is not the fault of this game. This is another game that showed no gameplay in the trailer. This is a genre that, I mean, this is a game that didn't explain itself in any way. This is a game that, I mean, I don't even know what type of game it is, let alone whether it is a game at all. I don't know what type of game it is. I don't know anything about this game. I was left just wholly confused, absolutely and utterly.
I don't know what. See, this is like when people are like all hyping this fucking reveal by PlayStation 5. I think to myself, seriously, look at this shit. I mean, how can anyone even remotely be excited for this shit? What? Because what is this shit? I don't even know what it is. You know, at one point, I thought I was watching the dinosaur version of Josie and the fucking Pussycats. It felt, it felt like that. You know what I mean? With this T-Rex and this fucking Triceratops and shit, fucking dancing with their fucking guitars and shit. What the fuck am I seeing? I don't mind this bizarreness, but give it some goddamn context because it's so bizarre that without giving the context, I don't understand what the fuck I'm supposed to see and understand here. This is a genre. If this genre has been around and they've made it into a video game, well, I'm sorry, this is a very niche, obscure genre, and I mean, I'm sure not many people have known about this shit. I can't be fucking, living under a rock regarding this. I'm sure nobody knows what the fuck this shit is. I feel that. So explain it to me, man. What the fuck am I watching?
Yep, and you know what? I just riled myself up about another topic. We will get to Project Athia in a moment. But now that I think of it, this was an hour and 10-minute long stream, and this game took up 3 minutes of it for a game that could have actually been worth a shit. Because this didn't even, I mean, oh my God. As Sam said, it didn't explain itself. It didn't do jack all. Didn't do jack all. Cheeto, give me 20 seconds on your thoughts on this game. And if you say that this is the game that you're waiting for, we might have to fight.
This is the game that I might be waiting for. Which one are we talking about?
The damn dinosaur anime game.
Oh God, no! I saw that. I was like, "What the fuck is this?" I'm out. Dude. For life.
For life.
Look, I don't know that game. Wasn't there like dinosaurs in school?
Yeah, it was a high school.
Listen,
the name of the game is Goodbye Volcano High.
What? Like, that's like a mobile game that you get for free. Who the fuck is gonna pay for that kind of nonsense? Like, I'm not. God. Like, if you actually invest in this game, like, then you can have like, microtransactions and then you can support the game. But it's like, no, this is a mobile game. Y'all need to get your shit together and give me some good content on this console. This is why I don't buy games buy consoles right out the gate, because first off, normally their games are shit, and second off, it takes a generation or two of these consoles to work out the bugs. So it's like, you know what? Like this was the trailer that really perturbed me, because I'm like, what the fuck is this garbage shit? Like, yeah. Like, I've seen dumpster fires that look better, like the Mona fucking Lisa. Like, I can't even with this game. I mean, if you want my actual thoughts about the PS5 reveal, that's kind of my thoughts. Is like, okay, Spider-Man Miles Morales, besides my issues with it being Miles Morales, like right off the bat, okay, but beyond that, that's the only game that I've played that I even care about. Mm-hmm. New Horizons looks interesting. There was one that had this like weird looking cartoonish. I don't even know if you talked about that one. The cartoonish guy with the gun and the sword, and he's running around and he's climbing mountains. And that one, if that one was free, I might play it. But shit, I'm not paying money for that.
Here, I just want to get to what Jose said earlier. He said price predictions. when you walked off, Roberto.
Oh no, that
And
was one that he said earlier. That was one that he said earlier
yeah,
that we highlighted again. But yeah,
and I think actually Jose is being a bit too generous with that price. I think it's regarding for customers that is I
You
think
think
it's
it's
too
going to be
cheap.
more than $550?
Yeah, I do. I
Oh,
think
bullshit.
I
it ain't
I
gonna be more than
genuinely think,
$550.
I genuinely think it gets
They're
expensive
releasing
every.
a console during a fucking virus. There is no way that they'd sell it for
I don't know,
550.
man. I don't
I
know.
would say
They're
more
trying
than
to find.
500 is a stretch.
I personally think it shouldn't. I think consoles shouldn't be more than fucking $300 personally, but I think it's going to be $600 minimum.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. But yeah, that Goodbye Volcano High trailer. Yeah. We'll just to finalize that. Yeah. It doesn't even look like a game. I completely agree. It looks like an anime. Like I said, if you would have shown that to me and said it was a trailer of an anime, I would have said good luck watching that. Because I'm not touching it. But yeah.
$600.
Yeah. I mean that's. I think you busted. I think you went over. But I'm gonna stick with 500. That's what's been rumored. That is
What'd you get for
$100
your,
more than the.
what'd you get for your 500? Because my 600 is everything they displayed. Everything they displayed.
Oh
And
no,
maybe
chance.
not.
No, there's no chance
I,
in fuck you're getting everything for 600. You think you're getting all that shit for $600? You are
all
insane
it
out of
is,
your mind.
dude, it's a bullshit fucking camera. It's a fucking bullshit set of headphones, a joypad, and the fucking
That's not a
box.
bullshit set of headphones. They will sell that pair of headphones for $100.
Man, that fucking headphones
I don't
looks like
think
it looks
I don't think
generic
they're
as
worth
fuck.
$100. I'm just saying that's what they're gonna sell for.
Yeah, I really do think I just feel that things are always going to get more and more expensive, and I can't imagine this.
I think it's gonna be. If I had to put a number on it, I would say 450 for the base console, and I would say 550 for the one with the disc.
$2. $2.50.
Oh yeah, I'm definitely getting the digital version as well. I have no desire to fucking buy my games as a CD anymore. Not at all.
Yeah, by the time that these servers go down and everything, and by the time that like all this shit, but people that worry about like losing your games because they're only licenses and everything, by the time that happens, this console's gonna be so old anyway that I'll be able to hack it and put whatever fucking game I want on it, like all these old other consoles. So I'm not really worried about that.
There's a lot of games. I mean, I'm not that invested in my games the way other people are. So, I'm happy to if I never play some of these games again ever again because they won't come out on PlayStation 5. I'm fine with that.
Fair enough. Any thoughts, Cheeto?
Remember, kids, piracy is a crime.
No, the price of the console.
Yeah, piracy is a crime. It is.
No, I kind of said my piece about all this. I mean, there's one game that I was interested in. There's one game that I might be interested in. And I would rather see Splatoon 3 than probably half of these games. So...
Fair enough.
How much would you pay for a PS4 Splatoon port? Obviously, that would never happen. But
a PS4 Splatoon port?
Yeah.
$5?
Oh damn!
That was me calling it Splatoon was supposed to be a knock, not a good thing.
Oh,
look,
see, I like Splatoon. Splatoon's good.
KG mentioned Project Afia. So what the fuck was that one?
It was what's it called? It was one of those games where the background and like the atmosphere of the game was really good. It's only a minute long, this little trailer. Square Enix game. It
maybe
looks like an adventure game going throughout a world,
that old chestnut.
Yeah, there's not really a lot to this trailer. It looks stunning. I mean, it looks very good. If this is from a PS5 console, I'm impressed. Yeah, looks good.
No, I mean, like there's
There's
certain
not really
type
there's
of,
not really a lot to say about it.
see
It's literally a working title. But yeah, it looks good.
I really wanted to see like all types of games which they didn't show. Like I really wanted to see some actual gameplay of sports other than the Gran Turismo. We've got nothing from the basketball game. I would like to see something like maybe some dog fighting and some, and some fighter jets, some Top Gun style shit. That would have been kind of interesting, and maybe some sort of space stuff. I wanted to see maybe something Star Warsy or something like that, or a well-known franchise like Indiana Jones in a proper game. In a proper game, that would be a real recognized franchise in entertainment in a game. That would have been good, like maybe a decent Men in Black game, something like that. Well, we never really kind of got that in these trailers, and it's unfortunate because there's so many great pop culture icons out there for people to really get their hands into and make it into a great game. Now we've got a PlayStation 5. It doesn't have to be a generic game. It can be really interesting if you just use your mind. And I wanted to see some of that in this trailer reveal regarding the PlayStation 5. And it's unfortunate we didn't get any of that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I feel like that this game does kind of give Shadow of the Colossus vibes. Yeah, this is not really my type of game. But yeah, I mean, I felt that with the event the entire time, where it was kind of like, these games are good, they're good looking, but they're not very enticing. I wish that there was someone who could, develop, like you were saying, that mainstream thing and like bring people in. But do you have any do you have any thoughts on the Project Athia Cheeto, or do you want to go straight into Bugs next?
This is the game I've been waiting for my entire life.
No, it's not.
I'm sure. All right, Bug Snacks. This was a turning point in the stream for me. I was I mean, at this point, this was late in the stream. This was probably like 40 or 50 minutes in. It was definitely what should we say? Kid friendly? Maybe.
No gameplay, by the way.
No, yeah,
Regardless of how
no gameplay. It was all BS.
unfortunately.
It looked like It looked like if you made it in Bug Snacks theater mode and you made a cutscene. Yeah.
Listen, his arms and his legs were turning into strawberries. I don't know what the hell was going on, but I
forgot.
I got secondhand smoke from Zam.
That's fine. Yeah, exactly. No, but I mean, yeah, they were turning into strawberries and such. And it really was. It was a turning point for me in the stream. I was so frustrated because, I mean, I'm watching the stream. I'm excited for it. I have been watching YouTube for about 45 minutes previous to that because MLS, which I'm a fan of, they had a stream for their comeback into the season from all this coronavirus stuff. So I was already going from one stream to the next. I was excited for this. And at the end of it, I'm kind of getting worn down. I'm waiting for the big reveal of something that I like. And they give another one of these cartoony, bullshit, kid-friendly games. And like the Sackboy one, okay, I can deal with one of them. I like a platformer. I like that it's a Sony IP. I like that they used a new one. They didn't come up with some wacky new thing. They tried to use an IP. But yeah, as D. Hosea said, what in the flying pink elephant high as fuck is Bug Snacks? I mean, what is it? I don't know. I don't think the creators know. I don't think that Zam knows.
And if Zam don't know, there ain't nothing there.
Yeah, I mean, if he don't know, then I don't know, and you don't probably know.
This looks like the greatest game I've ever seen in my entire life. So I mean,
yeah, and that's only the third time that he said that this stream, so you know he means it.
Oh yeah. The more I say it, the more I mean it.
But yeah, I mean, did you actually watch the trailer, or are you just going off what we're saying?
No, I watched it. It was bananas. Like
bananas, yes, a good
reference because I'm like things were turning into strawberries, and I was like, what is happening here? I don't know. I'd have to watch the trailer again to it's like one of those things that you'd have to watch a second time just to absorb all the bullfuckery that's going on.
Yeah, exactly.
Whew.
No, I can't find the trailer, and to be quite honest, I cannot be asked.
Isn't
to
it like a
pull that
pink
up.
walrus or something? Or
It was some bullshit, and then it had like a fiend vibe to it, like it had like a dark undertone, like at the end of the thing. It was really weird. Yeah, burgers with eyes and legs. It made me hungry. It was a Subway sandwich that was crawling around like a millipede. I liked that. That was actually pretty cool.
the rack of ribs that was crawling around.
Yeah, there's a rack of ribs. I mean, I guess like okay, all right. If it's like now, like Zane was saying, this better not be a fucking $60 title game because that is not happening. But
Nah,
if
that'll
it's
be-
like
that'll
30
be-
bucks, if it's
I
like
give
30,
it less than a year, and it's going to be free on the PS Plus store.
that's a good call. That's a good call. But yeah, I think 30 bucks wouldn't be bad. But yeah, burgers with eyes and legs, like ribs walking around. The dark undertone, I'm like, I was confused as hell by that. It took me like a solid 5 seconds to get into the next game because I was like, wait a minute, I just saw this happy-go-lucky thing, and then we have this like evil little snack going and walking around or something. It's really weird.
This is the game where the food gets revenge. In this game, you don't eat food; it eats you.
Oh man,
Where did Zam go? What?
I don't know. I don't know. We are the dynamic duo over here.
Whatever.
But yeah, is there any other games that you or anybody in the chat that wants us to go over?
What was the game that had the dude in it with the sword and the gun, and it looked very cartoony? But it was. Did you guys already talk about that one?
The sword and the gun.
Oh,
Was it the one by Bethesda? Was it the one with all the time loop and everything, or the other one?
No.
Yeah, it could be. It could be a horror game, possibly. That was very like a hidden horror game. It could be like that, like Doki Doki, like you're saying. When it came on with a strawberry and no yeah, little did I know. Yeah, it was very odd, very odd. Don't even know. I think we went a little bit into Demon Souls, but I don't think we really went in too deep, so we could talk about that. Is that because I really don't know anything?
I do apologize, guys.
You're fine. I really don't know what that game is. I believe it isn't like a Dark Souls like sequel or remake or something. I have no clue. But I mean it looks cool. This looked more Shadow of the Colossus to me than the other game, to be fair. But it looked cool. I mean, breathtaking scenery. These mountains and everything. These mountains really got me. That's a cool scene with the castle and all. Not a lot of gameplay in this, unfortunately, though. It looks good. It looks good graphic-wise, but I'll have to see the gameplay. Definitely looks like strategic and a game that would kick my ass for sure. Any thoughts, guys?
So what game were we talking about?
Demon Souls.
Oh, that's the Dark Souls sequel, isn't it?
I believe.
I don't know. I've never played Dark Souls, so
See, games like that,
It's a very
Bloodborne
like
and stuff like that,
strategic.
they are
difficult.
fucking hard.
Yeah, it's a difficult.
Those are the games
I don't even
where
know how to
would put my
describe
foot right
it.
after the
Like
fifth
a
time.
like a action or fighting game. I don't really know. But it's
medieval fantasy, not necessarily medieval, but sort of gothically medieval. Something like that. Yeah, gothic-y game.
Gothic.
What
yeah,
was I
for
waiting
sure.
for the entire time was GTA 6, but unfortunately, it wasn't shown. Yeah, I was expecting GTA 6, and they give us GTA 5, which is a game which came out on PlayStation 3.
Yeah, I didn't
So,
understand that. I thought
that
when you
for
bring
me
up,
was not the best.
I thought if you bring up
they should never have started with that. You don't start with
Well, I understood why they started it because what they wanted to do is they wanted to get all the PS4 shit out of the way, and then they wanted to have a stopping point, and they wanted to say, hey, from this point forward, everything recorded is recorded on a PS5. I get that, but I don't feel like you should have talked about GTA 5 if you were going to talk about if you weren't going to talk about GTA 6. I thought when they were showing the GTA 5 like trailer and everything, because they had like a little PS4 like logo in the thing, I thought that they were gonna have GTA 5 and then compare it to GTA 6, like either side by side or right after or something. I thought that's what was going to happen, but I don't understand. I mean, they've had this game, it came out in 2013, 2012, or 2013. Obviously, they've been continually developing it. They've added on to it. I mean, they added content this year, but they've had 7 fucking years to start developing for a new game. I want to see some gameplay or at least a fucking trailer of it. Give me a cinematic. Give me something.
Well, and I thought it would have been interesting if they would have. I'm not a Grand Theft Auto player, but like I think it would have been interesting if they would have started with Grand Theft Auto 5, like the remaster or whatever you want to call this version, and then they ended with Grand Theft Auto 6. You know, kind of like like you started off with the old, and then you cap it off with the new. And they didn't even have. They could just do a teaser trailer for it. They could basically say coming 2021, but they could just say do the logo and maybe whatever, and just cap it off with give us a little detail about what's coming.
You know, the problem for me is that GTA 5, even though it's been out for fucking years, it's still as relevant as it was when it came out to a degree. And it almost feels like it doesn't warrant a sequel just yet, which is a bit weird because this game is still a powerhouse.
Oh yeah,
it's 8 years, and they're still bringing out fucking content for it after 8 fucking years. It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. Like and there's a long enough time, by the way, for a sequel. 8 years is a big enough gap for a sequel.
Way plenty of time. It is the most profitable piece of media in history. Not like video game or movie or TV show, like of anything. It's the most profitable anything of entertainment in the history of entertainment. It's a hell of a game. But yeah, it's time for a sequel.
So little fun fact, Jose 101. He says take us back to Vice City. Back in 2002 or 2003, me and my friend Marcus, whom you guys know is Wesley White.
Yep.
We went dressed as Tommy and Lance from Grand Theft Auto Vice City for Halloween. I threw a Hawaiian shirt on, and he threw. I don't even remember what Lance wore, and we just went trick or treating.
Nice.
I bet they thought you were fucking Magnum PI.
Pretty much. Isn't that what it was supposed to be like? That's what that game was based off of, Magnum PI.
Pretty much. Well, yeah. All right, so we talked about Demon Souls. Any thoughts on Resident Evil 8? I'm not a big shooter horror fan. I haven't been a fan of the Resident Evil series, but yeah, and I see you looking for help over there. Yeah, but yeah. If any thoughts on Resident Evil 8, guys?
No, I'm not into Resident Evil.
I do not like horror games at all. Period. I don't know. My girlfriend's I might buy it for my girlfriend. I'm probably gonna have to buy the remakes of 2 and 3 now for my girlfriend. I keep forgetting she likes them, and she doesn't game very much. So I'm just gonna wait for her to hear the screams coming from downstairs in front of the TV.
There you go. Yeah, that'll. That's what you pay for in these games. But yeah, that was a pretty quick one. But all right, we've gone through a lot of these games. This is not okay. There's one game that I see that we haven't gone over. Haven't seen a lot of this. I was not into this series as a kid. I never really played it. But the Ratchet and Clank, Ratchet and Clank's getting not a remake, but it's getting a reboot.
Oh,
getting another game. What do we think about this?
Cat shit and wank.
You know what? I want my Jack and Daxter reboot. What the heck?
I'm not gonna lie. I was having trouble thinking of who this was, and I thought it was Jack and Dexter before I thought it was Ratchet and Clank. So
Look,
yeah,
the dimension jumping was fucking amazing. Yeah,
that was really
for
cool.
A game that was amazing. But then I see him doing little pivots left and right, shooting guys. I thought, whoa, that's just kind of generic. So you got fucking amazing, and you got fucking generic. And nevertheless, I ain't gonna fucking buy this game. I'm not into this type of shit. Even though it looks good and some of the premises look interesting, it's just not for me.
Yeah. Here,
Can we talk about Kenna Bridge of Spirits?
Yeah, I'm looking at the
Kenna Bridge of Spirits.
I don't remember. This is another. I think it's another one of those.
This is one. Oh, here.
Oh, this is that one that kid. It's a kid-looking one. It's got the little.
Oh, is this the one that you were talking about earlier?
No, this is the one with little Furbies in it. Like.
Oh yeah, that one.
Okay. I do remember. I don't think I was.
I think I was zoned out during this one.
That's what I'm saying. I don't think I really remember this.
It looks like I don't know. It looks like Tinkerbell's version of Zelda.
Yeah, this looks like fucking Star Fox Adventures if it was made now. Like this is
It's
I
got
don't know what this game
it's
is,
got
but
Breath
yeah,
of the
they are
Wild
little
vibes as
Furbies. I
well.
see them now. They were some pretty happy little things too.
I'm sorry, fellas. I do have to depart. I mean, I need to eventually go to bed. You guys continue without me, but
Okay.
it's been very much
Yeah. Okay.
it's been good fun. But it's very late here where I am, fellas.
Fair enough.
It's almost 1 o'clock in the morning, and I do have to be up very early. So thank you very much from me, and have a nice day, guys. And I'll catch you guys later.
Bye-bye.
Bye bye.
Alrighty. Well, I guess we should probably wrap it up pretty soon here. But yeah, Kena Bridge of Spirits. It was pretty interesting. I'm watching it now. This isn't necessarily a game that I'm opposed to, but I will say that it will take a lot to get me into a game of this genre. This is not necessarily like my type of. This is not my cup of tea.
I'll say it's the type of game that we need to see more gameplay, and it needs to look like good gameplay because obviously the graphics aren't the key. But I mean,
Well,
and I'm not saying the graphics have to be amazing for every single game. I play plenty of games that look like shit, but actually have good, dense gameplay.
Mm-hmm.
So
what I will say is that there is at least what looks like more gameplay. There is a decent amount of it in this game. A lot more that was.
I must have missed this trailer. I
games.
must have gone to the bathroom or something because I don't remember much about this one.
Yeah, there's actually a decent amount. It's not necessarily like gameplay, like with the HUD and everything, but it's not like a cinematic. Yeah, that's about it on this game. I think that was. I think that's about it. We talked about Ratchet and Clank. I don't really know about the Ratchet and Clank series. It looked good, but and I think it just looked chaotic because this was the trailer. They're trying to show a little bit of everything. Any last comments or anything that we missed, Cheeto?
This is the This is the console I've been waiting for my entire life.
I don't doubt it one bit. I think we'll give everybody in the chat like 30 seconds or thereabouts to say anything if they need to. I mean, yeah. Just generally, what did you think about the entire stream? What were your thoughts as an overview whole?
I mean, the presentation was fine. I thought that they did a really good job at presenting everything pretty balanced. I didn't care for much of the games, but I mean, if you're looking like the format that they did and kind of the way they presented things and how they had like some of the lead designers and stuff like that kind of coming in and talking and stuff, that was really cool. I mean, I really appreciated that. I mean, I didn't want it to be just like a hour and 15-minute, trailer fest.
Yeah, no, I understand that. Yeah,
but
yeah, I mean, like you said, a lot of these games were hit and miss. It was
still on.
Exactly. Yeah, it was rather subdued. It was subdued. I think Zam used underwhelming earlier. I won't say that it was underwhelming, but I got out of it less than I was expecting to coming into it. I got different things than I was expecting. I got a lot less games that I wanted to see, but I got a lot more, like, not even gameplay, but I got to see a lot more of what the console could do.
What games would you have liked to see? Just really quick. Sorry, I know I'm.
No, you're fine. What games I would have? I mean, I would have liked to see. I mean, it's not even that the games were bad. It's just that the trailers. I don't feel like they would have had gameplay. I feel like it was useless to have NBA 2K with what was given in that sense. I wish that they would have shown. I mean, I'm just trying to think off the top of my head. I mean, I wish they would have shown a couple more new IPs. I wish they maybe would have shown maybe games that they plan on remastering and putting on the PS5 anyway. Maybe show them side by side. Show me the changes. Show me the differences. I'm trying to think. I don't really know of a lot of upcoming games. Maybe I mean shit. If Bethesda's working on it, maybe show a trailer of the new Elder Scrolls. I don't fucking know. But yeah, I wish there was a lot more of AAA titles. Not to say that like that publishers like Bethesda and Square Enix and I mean Sony making their own stuff. Not to say like there weren't important people, but I feel like these weren't like #1 priority titles from these companies. Yeah.
All right. So, you ready to wrap it up?
Yep. It's about time. Yeah, this has been me, Jericho. That's Cousin Cheeto. We've had a great time talking about this stream. It was very long, and it was very informative. Wish we could have gotten a little bit more out of it, but hey, that's life. And for Nerd Nation, I am Jericho. Please like and subscribe on this video. We appreciate all of the chat feedback by everybody. This has been a really poppin' chat for this video. We hope it's like that next time. Definitely keep your notifications on. Click the bell. Make sure you know when we go live. And you got anything else to say?
Peace out, bitches.
There you go. Peace out, bitches. We're out.